There it goes. All right. So we're gonna do the last couple of sections of is our gain also our loss. So let's head over and get that opened up. So is our gain also our loss? I'll give you guys about 2 minutes. Just go ahead and get that story opened up.
Will the AV merit be on status or on the AV merit?
There's like well, it's actually on your computer. There's an icon for it. So that, because that icon is it makes it secure so that you can't go Google anything and all of that stuff. Keeps you on the test.
During the last days of school, can I bring my laptop here? Now is yours.
I don't have a Wi-Fi code for you, so no. Sorry. I don't know. They wouldn't be able to use it here.
They were gonna be used for school. They were in effective expression, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Give you guys about 30 more seconds to get it opened up.
Really not that long.
All right. So it looks. Oh, that's the wrong thing. There we go. It looks like we're ready. So let's go ahead and finish this up. So the part that we need to finish is the last part, effective expression. We don't normally do this one because it's usually an assignment like write an essay. So we do it separately on different documents. But this one, we're just going to kind of fill out the chart and do that stuff. We're not going to. No, we're not going to write the essay that goes with this. We're just going to fill out the chart and kind of. It's also not an essay one. It's supposed to be a group discussion. And yeah, it's hard to do group discussions right now. We didn't have this program last year. So yes, but no. Because I would do that with, yeah, I would do it with other things, but not this specific program, yeah. So what we're gonna do is talk about technology. Anyway, at the end of Is Our Gain Also Our Loss, Kaylin Loesch asks several questions about whether the technology of her own youth will become outdated. So we're gonna follow this up by talking about if we think that's gonna happen. So it says take part in a group discussion, which we're not going to do the group discussion part. We're just going to write down our ideas instead, because this is like the planning, like preparing for the discussion part. So we're going to prepare for the discussion, but not do the discussion. Make sense? So it says think of an example of an invention or a device that you thought was wonderful, but now think is outdated. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. So it could be a video game platform, like, well, Xboxes are still relevant, right? So things like Nintendo DS, right? Things like that we don't use anymore. It's outdated, but it was like the coolest thing when I was a kid. Blockbusters. Game Boys, things like that. So you're thinking of an invention, a technology, not like here's a chair. It needs to be a technology invention that you thought was super awesome, but now it's not used anymore, right? And then with your group, you're going to compare and contrast, well, with yourself, your feelings about this example of progress by filling out the chart below. But first, we don't really need to do a whole lot about this, but let's have a small, tiny discussion. What sort of things were awesome technology-wise, but are now a little bit outdated? Okay, from your lifetime, not mine. Nintendo DS. You guys had those when you were a kid?
Yeah, I have one. It's like
Gummy bears? No, technology.
It's on gummy bears.
Not songs. Actual technology. Like actual pieces of technology that can be used. So the Nintendo DS,
You know those square TVs?
Square TV.
Yeah, the square box TVs, where you put the, it's, like, put the tape in.
A VCR? Yes.
I used them, but they're like not using.
VCRs are pretty outdated because they went from the big boxy VCR tape, right, to DVDs, and now it's just
And like the
stream it online, right?
Yeah, and now they've created TVs that are like glass now, like this,
Yeah,
but you can't see through them.
yeah, it's interesting.
Haven't they created windows like that?
Windows are see-through. I don't know what you mean. Maudie said that flip phones were pretty outdated. Yeah, I had a flip phone. I had a cool phone that. How do I describe this? So this is my actual phone, right? So, I had a phone that was like, it was a flip phone, right? But you could flip it open this way, and you could flip it open sideways. It was both ways. Yeah, so it was the keyboard this way, and it had like the regular phone pad up and down. So it flipped both ways, and it had the screen. It would flip with it when you turned it. It was. I mean, for the time, it was really cool. And then they came out with the iPhone, and it was touchscreen, and everybody was like, "Oh my god!" So mine was very outdated after that. Charlie?
My grandma and grandpa have those things, tapes.
VCRs? Yeah.
My cousin has a whole bunch of them.
My parents have all of mine from when I was a kid at their house, but like we don't have VCR anymore, so it doesn't really work. What else is technology that maybe? So a lot of things that you're talking about is my lifetime, like things that I had when I was a kid. But what about when you were smaller? Is there a piece of technology that now you were like, that was cool when I was a kid, but now nobody really uses it anymore?
I'm trying to think. I didn't really use technology back then. We just played outside.
Alex?
I mean, you were a kid.
That still feels like my lifetime, not your guys's. Nope. Yeah.
Headphones. Now we've created wires.
That's true. Headphones used to have wires on them and all that stuff, and within the past couple of years, yes, they still can. But within the past couple of years, if you have ones that have wires on them, people are like, oh, you know, like you should have Bluetooth ones.
Or like instead of normal watches, the normal watches they have Apple watches.
Good. Watches have become like Apple watches and touchscreen ones and things.
Yeah, like people don't really use watches anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, I use my watch, but now people have like, this isn't an what is it called? An Apple Watch. This is just, it tells me the time. That's it.
I'm talking about the watches that actually like that on your wrist.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have analog watches anymore. That's what they're called, with like the hands that go around. I think my dad might, and my grandpa, but not a lot of people have them anymore like that. Usually it's like mine. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see. It's like digital, right? And then mine will tell me if I get a notification from my phone, so it connects to my phone. But it's not as nice as an Apple Watch where I can like reply on my watch, you know? Yeah, and I can't like go check my Snapchat because I got a thing. It's not that advanced, but Apple Watches are. Like, it's weird. I don't like it. That's one of the things where I'm like, back in my day.
Snapchat used to be really big. Now it's just kind of like, yeah.
I guess that could be another example. Snapchat was the coolest, hottest thing, right?
Yeah, like
And
Facebook
now,
was the first one, and then they created Snapchat.
yeah, they keep coming out with new apps, right? So things like Facebook is more of an older app that not everybody has, whereas Instagram and TikTok are now like the big hot ones, right? That everybody is like, ooh, they're the best.
Instagram has always been first off Minecraft, and then when Fortnite came out, everyone stopped like all they're gonna was Fortnite. I don't even know how to play that one.
Yeah, that's true. Video games kind of get outdated, right? A new video game comes out, and people are like, I'm gonna go play this one because it's the cooler one now, versus like an older one. Yeah, so there's all kinds of examples of things that are awesome when they first come out, and then they just kind of grow to become a little bit outdated as time goes on.
They're not really outdated. They're just not as useful.
That's true.
Like Snapchat is used as much as it was.
Okay. What are you looking at? Okay. So let's go ahead and scroll down and look at this activity. This is what we're going to do, just that chart right here in the middle. It says use the chart to organize your thoughts and plan what you're going to say during the discussion. So we're just going to fill the chart out. We're not going to discuss any further. We just did a little bit of a mini discussion. So you guys, oh, my back hurts, are going to, actually, we just talked about a couple of them. So hopefully you guys have some ideas. You're going to choose one piece of technology that you think was cool and has become outdated or it's not used as often. So you're going to, in the first box, tell me what that technology is. Then in the second box, tell me when it was popular, what was it about, what was the purpose of it. So,
like for the first technology, you just put the type of it.
no, I don't need complete sentences. That's okay. Just little bits of discussion part. So the second box is when was it a popular piece of technology? What purpose did it serve? What was it used for? And then the third box, how did you feel when you first heard about it and saw it? So if you're talking about, so for me, like when the iPhone came out, it was awesome because we used to have iPods, right? Which was just like plug in your headphones, listen to music, play a few games on your iPod. And then they came out with the iPhone and they were like, oh my God, you can make a call with your iPod now, which was crazy to us. So they were pretty cool. I had one.
That was cool.
Huh?
Hoverboard.
Yeah, when hoverboards came out. So when this new technology came out, how did you feel when you first heard about it or saw it? And then now, how do you feel about it? So if we're talking about iPhones, it was the coolest thing when it came out for me. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I can make a call on my iPod, all these cool things. And now I'm like, yeah, it's my phone. Like, that's how I do things. Oh no, I dropped my phone. Oh, like it's not that big of a deal to me anymore, right? So why have our feelings changed about this certain piece of technology that you chose? And then the last box, do you feel that technology left, or feel that that specific technology left a lasting effect on society, so the world? Why or why not? Do these boxes make sense? It's a lot of your opinions and your thoughts and feelings about one piece of technology. So I'm going to give you guys about 5 to 10 minutes to just be working on this chart. Okay. If you have any questions, give me a shout. Miss Lowry's in here too, so feel free to talk to us. Yeah. There's a lot of milk over here if anybody wants some milk. Just so you know.
Waterproof things. Waterproof things.
Waterproof things are pretty cool.
Waterproof after that. You can't use unlimited water on waterproof milk. I don't think they have it. They do on waterproof. But you can put it as waterproof milk. My dad my dad's Apple Watch. Yeah, it's just like it came out.
Breakfast?
Mm.
Okay. Wait, was that a no or yes?
Mm.
That still wasn't a solid, right?
That's still solid, no.
It sounds like you're saying, yeah. Which is like, no, yeah, at the same time. So I'm like, I don't know what you were saying. Was that a yes or a no?
Nothing, no.
No.
Yes,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yoshi, there's pancakes here if you want some. And cereal gone.
You know, I love it.
For those of you that just walked in, we are doing Is Our Gain sort of story. Is Our Gain also our loss? And we're under speaking and listening. And there's a chart there that we're filling out. It's under effective expression. And for that chart, you're choosing a piece of technology that was like really popular and awesome, but kind of feels outdated now. Like watches. Yeah, like watches that aren't digital, or iPhones. They were super popular and like awesome, and now they're just kind of like, yeah, it's an iPhone. Okay. So choose a piece of technology and then answer the questions. So just fill out the chart according to the technology that you chose.
Okay.
Like even new phones get like outdated super fast.
Yeah, they just come out with a new iPhone every 2 days.
Like I got the recent one and I'm like, what's the just the phone.
Wait a second. No.
I don't know how to say because like when I click on it, it says
Where are you?
that's all the places I see.
How are we doing online? Doing all right? Getting it done?
Yes.
Awesome. We'll do about 3 or 4 more minutes and then we'll move on to the last section here.
No. Yeah. But who's on your way?
Okay, Skylar, focus, please.
My nose.
Okay, well, that doesn't require you to talk about weaves to everybody. Now get to work.
I think weeds are outdated. Xboxes are outdated because everyone has their phones.
You can't play the Xbox games on your phone.
Xbox on the computer, though.
Tyler, it's broken. Put it away and use the mouse pad instead of messing with it.
I'm gonna get that other piece out for this.
Well, right now I need you to do a little bit of work. Do it later. Thank you.
Oh,
You can probably break it. Wait, how are you when you weren't here? Huh? Wait, how are you I said that you were on your iPad outside the school. You was technically outside the school. Yeah. Don't worry.
All right, we're gonna do about 2 more minutes and then we're gonna move on. So try and finish up that chart in the next 2 minutes. If you're done, then just let people finish.
I was trying to tell myself maybe I can do the G fit for like flip those things like that. They're really cute.
I do, yeah.
My sister's so high, like, hanging around in the room.
I have the one that like flipped up and flipped open. Yeah. Hmm. What?
When slime came out, everyone was like playing with it and stuff.
Slime? Yeah, but that's not technology. That's just a toy. It means something with electronic stuff in it. Yeah. Yeah, but slime is like a toy. Hoverboard is a toy, but it's an electric toy. Slime is not.
No, hoverboards are technology. I don't want to use it.
Yeah, hoverboards are technology, but slime is not technology.
yeah. It's another way.
Still ignoring it. Take the hat off, please. I'm not in the mood to argue today. Take it off. Thank you.
The first phone. How do you feel when you first heard about it? So what was the first experience? So what is it called? Hello, thanks for something. How did you feel when you first did it?
Alright. Let's go ahead and move on and do the last section here. So hopefully you have finished up the chart. If not, go finish it up later. I think it's a fun little activity thinking about older technology. And then last one we need to do is the evidence log. Just answer a couple of questions. So we're going to be thinking about the story we just read. And the first box says connection to the prompt. So how can we connect to this story? What are some connections we have to the story? So list, you're going to do this one on your own. List 3 connections you have to this story. We have spent 3 days. Tyler, I am going to put it away. Put it away for now, please. Put it in your desk now. All you're doing is playing with it, and I'm tired of it. Put it in your desk now. Thank you. List 3 connections you have to the story. Any sort of connection. We spent 3 days talking about it. You should have some connections by now. We'll do about 2 minutes on this one, and then we'll move on to the next box. So list 3 connections you have to the story. Yeah. Could be a small connection or a big connection. It could be connections to old stories we've read, a movie you've watched, something that you talk about with your parents, things like that.
I remember when my great grandpa was still around. We went and shot one of the people in the prison. And there was a tiny one. And he said that his dad, when his mom would use that to find food for them.
Mhm.
And it still works today. It's super duper small.
That's pretty cool.
And that's still working the early season.
That is really cool. One more minute.
It's probably really special for them because it was and childhood and all that.
That's true.
When my dad was little, him and his mother would ride bikes down the hill. And one time, his little brother would ride and looked down at his pedal and didn't see where he was going. He smacked into the back of a Chevy, and he was knocked out.
Ouch.
And all that, and then all the people and told my dad, now I know why that commercial says Chevy lifesaver up.
That's pretty
Because
good.
there was no dent on the truck at all anymore.
Yeah, it was probably a dent in the head though.
Yeah, he said it was kind of injured.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and look at our next one. So text evidence and details is basically answering this question right here. Do we rely on technology too much? So using something from the story, whether it's a sentence or just a couple of words, give me some evidence that says that we rely too much on technology. But you don't have to highlight it. Type it out. So answer the question, do we rely too much on technology? And give me an example from the text. I'll type that up.
Can I do something for like, kind of like people do now instead of from the text, or does it have to be other text?
From the text, because we want to practice the text evidence stuff and citing sources. Okay, I'll give you about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes on this one.
You don't know how you said it, so you can use it.
About 1 more minute? Is that enough time? All right. Let's look at our last one. This last one is oh, it's not the last one. Okay, the second to last one. I thought it was the last one. This is just any extra thoughts that you have about this story. So maybe like 1 or 2 things that you're like, we didn't really talk about this, but I have these thoughts about this story. So like any extra details that you want to just have as notes for yourself later, maybe for the test tomorrow, which we're going to take tomorrow. So any extra information that you want to write down. So I'll give you about 2 minutes on this one. I know that there's not always a lot of things to put here, so 1 minute or 2 to just kind of put anything extra you want to put there. About 30 more seconds. All right. Okay, now the last box. I thought we were on the last one already. Okay, so our last one here says review any previous evidence logs, which we haven't done any other ones. And then answer the question. So based off of just this story, so is our gain also our loss? How did this text, this blog post, change or add to your thinking about technology? Did it change your mind about anything? Did you think like, oh, I hadn't thought about that before? So did you learn something new? So that's what it's asking you here. What has changed about your thinking? Did you learn something new? Changed about your thoughts? Just like 2 to 3 sentences. It doesn't have to be long. That's good. So what has changed about your thoughts on technology? Did you learn anything new? So just answer questions like that. And that is actually our lesson today. Nice and quick. Tomorrow we will take the test on this. So if you want to reread it or have it reread to you again one more time so that you're familiar with it, tomorrow when we do take the test, you're more than welcome to have the story open and use the story to help you out anyway. So yeah, when you're done and you know that you have everything all complete, you can get it turned in. And you can still see it after you turn it in when we take the test tomorrow. So yeah, you can get this turned in when you are all done. Yeah, you just won't be able to type on it anymore. So make sure that your sections are all complete. And so yeah, that will be it. If you are online, once you finish up, you guys are able to head out. We will see you at 10 o'clock for math.